This guys, we're gonna be doing just a short live today. We have a pretty busy, so I got a lot of legal matters to handle. So I want to make sure that I'm able to handle that and close off the New Year's good. But I want to make sure I started the right live because we're at the Civil Rights International Park. Yes. Okay, so it is a short little, it's a little park, and the reason why I wanted to come is because it feel like summer, first and foremost. And I told you I wanted to hit one more park before we actually get cold, and I'm surprised. So it's a little playground here. I think they have some of the amenities closed off, but I do want to walk the Hall of Fame, the Civil Rights Hall of Fame, guys. So we're at the park. There's some kids out here enjoying themselves. And the reason why I want to actually, it looks like they shut it off. They shut off the walkway a little bit. But I do want to come here and show you a little bit of beautiful Atlanta as well. Okay, this is another park. And the reason why I wanted to come here is because we're at one of the rarest moments of our lives right now. Again, it seems like we're come across this rarest moments of our lives a lot of times, especially since we've been having so many issues, natural disasters, things going on. Outside of natural disasters, we've been having a lot of civil issues. We've been having a lot of issues with our government, between parties, and I just want you guys to remember the importance of what your civil liberties are. Okay, our civil liberties are not just voting. Our civil liberties is not just being a Democrat and a Republican. Okay, our civil liberties consist of having an equitable system that allows for all individuals to be part of this system that we call the Great America. All right, again, slavery was abolished in America in 1865, and you know that was rated to the 13th Amendment, and it seems like we're going backwards. It seems like we're going back into a time of slavery. See, the difference between then and now is that this slavery seems that it's going to consist of all nations and all peoples that may fall into a lower class or middle class income. That's what I'm noticing. You know, if you can't buy your way out of situations, then you're going to be in a situation that you may not be able to get out of. A lot of people have been having false charges being put on them, being arrested by ICE. This is even worse than the stop and frisk. That's why I said us yesterday and you tomorrow. That's why we cannot just disregard, because this was some of the things that we as the black community was telling the other nations. Look what they're doing. They're taking our civil liberties. Look at the stop and frisk. Look how bad it was. This is beyond the stop and frisk. This is not just stop, lock them up, manhandle them, beat them up. It's worse. This is beyond a simple attack on our civil liberties. This is a push. This is a radical push from our government to basically make us all anti-government some way. And that's not what we want to do. We want to have at least some hope in the system. I'm going to be honest, because once we get to a point that we don't have hope in the system, it's not going to be easy to turn around. Okay, so I want you guys to do a little research on what's your civil liberties and how it apply to you. Let's step out of I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat, I love ICE, ICE baby, National Guards, get these immigrants out, we don't care about SNAP, this, that. Let's just learn about what our civil liberties are, and if they're taken away from us, how it would affect you and your family in up and coming generations. Okay, once you know what our civil liberties are and the 13th Amendment and how it came about and why they did it and how it was expanded, how a lot of nations piggyback off the 13th Amendment to, you know, get here with immigration laws as well. That was a civil issue. The woman's resistance, that became a civil issue. The LGBTQ, that became a civil issue. There's been a lot of things off the backbone of our civil rights movement in the black community, and now you see the importance of why we did it. And we want you to know that it's very important to continue to fight. There's a lot of presidents that has been created with civil cases, you know, dealing with bias, dealing with discrimination. And it seems like what's going on is this Trump is just throwing everything out of the window. And we have people that's saying, that's okay, that's okay. A judge just said it was okay for ICE to categorize people based on their color, how they look, where they may be working. We're going to be reading that when we talk about the update of ICE being mutated with the border control and all of that, border patrol and all of that stuff. But that's what we should be paying attention to, the Supreme Court cases. That is dangerous, because people believe just because they believe that they're a certain nation, that they're perceived like that. I see white people who I be thinking got black in them or got something in them. And I'll be like, you're not pure Caucasian. I don't, you know, oh, okay. And then you go find out, oh, I'm German. I'm from Italy. I'm from here. You see what I'm saying? And you find out great uncles, great grandpas were from these countries that's being taken advantage from Venezuela, from places like the Sudan. We have to understand what our civil liberties are and then go into understanding what international laws are, because what's going on with Trump right now, he's pushing us into an international dilemma. He's pushing us into an international dilemma. And not only are we going to have to fight state law, federal law, constitution. Not only that we need to know that in Constitution, we're going to have to learn international law, because guess what our president is doing? He's violating it on so many levels. That's why I felt like this was a good part to come to. This part is also known as Martin Luther King Jr. National Historical Park, but we do have a International Civil Rights Walk of Fame, okay? So this is where we're at today. We're just doing a short walk. I wanted to have commentary with you guys. Get out here and get some vitamin D, because it feels so good. I don't know. What's the weather at where y'all at? Is the weather weird? Because I was talking to my son. He's like, Dad, it is kind of weird. I said, this is what caused the hurricanes and the tornadoes and stuff, because it goes from being hot then the swift cold. But I ain't going to act like a geek. But let me know where you at. Hit the like button. Let me know what the weather is, okay? So here is the home place. So we're on Auburn Avenue, or close. You know I love Auburn Avenue. Martin Luther King is like the cornerstone of Atlanta. It says, for Martin Luther King Jr., this neighborhood meant many things. He lived here. He ministered here, and he would come to lead a great human movement from here. In his youth, it was a vital community. I'm trying to read this because it's kind of like blurred. It looked nice to y'all, but it's blurred. Of African American prosperity, culture, and activism, but it was something else too. It was segregated, walled in by ignorant attitude and unjust laws. Here, Martin Luther King Jr. learned about the pain and the discrimination, the virtue of commitment, and the power of ideas. And that's something that I can live with, honestly. You know, right now we have to learn about the pain of discrimination. Again, I don't understand how, being a human being, we can't look at someone being manhandled, being killed, being hurt, and it doesn't affect you. I don't care what color it is. Maybe it's just because I'm a nurse. I just be like, no, we gotta help. Bump all the rest of the stuff. Even if the person was a killer, we're gonna help real quick and get him out the way. We're gonna handle him. So that's my perspective. But it just, as a human being, before I was a healthcare provider, I always felt like that. So we have to understand what pain comes with discrimination. The virtue of commitment. That's what y'all see here with me. What y'all see is the virtue of commitment. And I want y'all to have the virtue of commitment. No matter how much discrimination, disrespect, gaslighting, unlawful behavior, unlawful things that go on, be committed to justice. Be committed to spreading the truth. Be committed to not being censored. That's what you see here. Every day I get on, or whatever you see me get on, it's because I'm committed to not being censored. I'm committed to being me. I'm committed to giving to the community. And that's what we need you guys to do. One step at a time, to be committed to something that's tangible and something that can help your family, the community, or both. This is not a time for us to continue to depend on the government. Y'all already see. This is a game of Russian roulette. We are pawns in this. And now you got to learn how to upgrade yourself. All right? You're going to have to move in to be, what is it? You know, like the horse and things like that. Because we playing chess. We're going to have to figure this out. We're going to have to learn how to move. We can't move like pawns just straight up and down. We're going to get right, diagonal, left, right. We're going to have to critically think about how to do this because our family has to survive this. These rich and elites are allegedly moving to bases and allegedly moving to places, putting their money places where we can't. So what are we going to do? Allow them to turn this into a Hunger Games and let our civil liberties be taken from us? No. We're going to continue to fight back through case law, continue to stand up through speaking out by using your platform to enlighten, elevate, educate, whatever, until they shut these lights down, because we are so close to having a dictatorship that it's already past that point. Point blank period, if you don't even know. Oh, I'm going to give you partial of your SNAP benefits. When we already have a law in place for emergency situations, we can give this. But then why do we have an emergency situation? It's our president. It's our president trying to be God. And it's funny because my son has his shirt on. Shout out to Lost in the ATL brand. Let me zoom in on his shirt. It's his shirt say, stop trying to be God. We're going to look at it. And that's what people are trying to do. Trying to be God, trying to control the narrative, control other people, what they say, how they do it. That is not how a collective world works. That is not how beauty works. Who the heck want to be like everybody? Who the heck want all of us to look alike, talk alike, and be alike? We have to follow some type of ethics, some type of morals. And I think a lot of people lost their humanity right now, especially since we have seen Trump get in twice. This says a lot about us as a nation. That's why they looking at us like we sick. We have civil rights, we have civil liberties that we must stand up for. And that's why I came to this part. I'm walking close to the International Walk of Fame. It's not a lot, but it's something cute and it's something, you know, to just memorable for the names that we're going to see and to just keep us going. Sometimes you just got to go out and, you know, just take the world on by yourself. You know, these little kids just staring at us. Look at them. They just staring at us walking. Instead of playing, maybe I should go in there and play with them. Let me stop. I'm like, they ain't got no kids. They don't rap kids. They gonna take them kids. Don't worry, I don't want nobody kids. I am so grateful that my 22-year-old and 21-year-old got me being grandparents. They broke the curse. I was pregnant at 20. My mother's pregnant at 20. My grandmother pregnant at 20. Look, the kids done made me just think. No, we don't want them kids. But I love kids. Anyway, let's go look at this right here. There we go. We have this beautiful park. Now, I think maybe we walk backwards. I gotta walk backwards, y'all. Check it out. Check it. Now, we don't know all of these people's names, but it seems pretty diverse. Dr. Otis W. Smith and Chang. Now, this is the International Walk of Fame. Let me see what this say. I said Walk of Fame. Civil Rights Walk of Fame. Mandate. What does this say? Every man must decide whether he will walk in the light of creative, activism, or the darkness of selfishness. This is the judgment life. Most passionate and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Martin Luther King. I'm sorry, y'all. The light is terrible and I'm trying to read it. So bear with me because it looks so different here than what you're seeing. But this is what it is. The question is what you're doing for other people and what you just saw us do. We get back. We ain't got much. I ain't got much. I've been a single mother since both my kids been young. And I just been doing it. And if I could do it, you guys could do it. So it's a Dr. Otis, it's a Reverend Otis Jr., Franklin Mule Freeman. These are different names. Congresswoman Maxine Waters, go girl. You out there, you a little quiet. You better go kick up and go get him that old school whoop ass. Excuse my language. We need people who are educated, who've been there for a while and know the system too. The young buckaroos, they don't be knowing the back doors. So we need our elders to speak up. The Brown, Boomer, Joe Lewis. Y'all know Joe Lewis? LaRon Barron. If y'all know any of these names, let me know. Marion Wright, Elderman. Okay. Mayor Shirley Franklin. I believe she was a mayor here because that's where we go to get food out on that street. Sir Lynn Pling. I don't know who that is, y'all. Honorable L. Douglas Wilder. I would assume that's a judge. Again, this is the International Civil Rights Walk of Fame that's in Atlanta at this beautiful park. I think they have some of this closed off, but this is a center. We're going to look at that center. I don't know if the center is open, but I did want to inspire. I did want to talk about it today. Donnie said, how come you're on my live? Because you're on my live, love. I guess that's what you said. How come you're my own life? I don't know what that means, baby. All right, so this is the International Civil Rights Walk of Fame. Okay, as you see, guys, is in Atlanta. Y'all come to this park, bring your kids, let them run around, have some fun, see the beautiful sight. If it's nice next week, we're gonna try to go to Piedmont Park, and there's a Ferris wheel out there that we can go on. I think I haven't been on there in so long. Okay, I'm not gonna pass out. Shut up. I just thought about last time I was on a roller coaster, my ass was like, the kids was like, Ma, I was like, huh? And then they was like, you passed out twice. I'm like, oh my God, I'm an old lady. I'm talking about a Ferris wheel passing out. Shut up. We may be going there, okay? That probably be one of our outdoor things, y'all. Y'all laughing at me. I be telling y'all too much. My ass passed out twice. It was so funny. I was dying. And I remember, and I'm like, yo, I really, like, and I'm strong, y'all. But anyway, we're going to go on the Ferris wheel on our next one in Piedmont Park, okay? Hopefully we get one more good day out here in Atlanta because it is November. That's why I know they doing this weather modification. Allegedly. Because it don't make no sense why it's so hot right now. Now, they do have a statue here. Now, I don't know why this is closed. They may be doing renovation. But this is National Park Service. This is the guest center. Now, we didn't go in here the other day. We, I don't know if we were on the other side. Remember with the waterfall and stuff, y'all? Excuse me, y'all. But they are doing renovations again. And this is Mahatma Gandhi. All right, guys. Oh, see, and there was some things here at the beginning we were supposed to see. It says the Civil Rights Walk of Fame. The International Civil Rights Walk of Fame was established on September 2004 as a partner between the National Park Service and the Trumpet Award Foundation. And this is from Clayton President. All right, so this is some murals that they have right in front of it. So that's pretty much it. I don't want to draw this out today. I just wanted to take a walk down here and inspire, you know, and talk about some uplifting stuff as far as what we have to do. We have to take our life in our own hands. And I'm not saying be violent. I'm not saying be upset. You can protest if you feel that's good, but there's different ways of protesting. You don't always have to walk to protest. You can not use to protest. You can separate to protest. You see what I'm saying? Slowly but surely we can push back, or powerfully we can push back on this government just by separating. This man loves capital. There's a lot of companies that he's connected to that we can literally separate from. Let's start there. Let's start with saving our money so we can go buy food. So we can budget for our community. How about that? Let's do it a little bit more simpler. You know, we don't only have to vote. I like what happened yesterday. I was paying attention. It seems like it went well last night at the election. I'm not big on the New York two picks because Cuomo is crooked as all hell. He's one of them, that crooked family. out there and that owns everything. And the other guy with the beret, he just made me nervous. I'm like, man. But we're not out there right now. Shout out to everyone who participated in the election, who could participate. But again, you can do more. You can do anything to help your community. You don't only have to press a button. We were talking about setting up a few homeless bins in your area. Maybe you can set one up for in your neighborhood. Get 5 families each week to donate, and they have a designated pickup area where people could come to the house or whatever, the garage, and pick it up, and it'd be open for a certain time. Because some people don't want to beg; they feel away. But we can do this. We can fucking do this. Like, it was such a peace on Tuesday. Yesterday, I was like, oh, something happening. And I pray that we continue to have this peace in the nation, because what Trump is doing is wants to create fear, chaos, and division. And we're not doing that. The only person that's coming here to divide is our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And he dividing good from evil. So with that goes to say, I want you guys to hit the like button anytime you come on. Thank you. I'm still working to get in the algorithm. I still have gang stalkers, people who are sending people to my page. People still making content about me that's derogatory. So with that goes to say, I need you guys to help me out, in the middle of my separation and upliftment is what God is doing. So please hit the like button. And we'll see you tomorrow morning, because we're gonna talk about all the bad stuff ICE doing, because I had people in my comment arguing with me talking about ICE ain't getting locked up. Oh, I'm about to bring the proof. ICE getting their ass locked up today. Love you guys, and thank you for tuning in. You have a great, great Wednesday, and I'll see you